Well, hey there, my friends. Happy Monday. I hope everyone had a great weekend. My girlfriend Angie came up on Friday night and spent the night. And on Saturday, we took off into North Carolina and went to the Highlands and Cashiers and did some thrift store shopping and had lunch and just had a great day. And came back and watched college football Saturday night, and then she left yesterday, and Jordan and I did some yard work outside picking up sticks because our yard work is never ending. It's just never ending. So I hope that you all had a great weekend. It is chilly here today. It's going to be chilly this weekend. Uh, so I want to dive into our Mindset Monday today. And I've been thinking a lot lately about the state of the world that we're living in right now. And you don't have to look very far, whether it's on the news or on social media, or even maybe in your own family group chat, to really feel the division that's just everywhere. People are arguing over politics, over parenting choices, over who's right and who's wrong. And honestly, it can feel heavy. It can feel confusing. It can kind of even make you question what's happened to kindness. But here's what I want to remind you of today. We are all human beings, shared, we are all individuals who are shaped by different experiences, different upbringings, and different beliefs. And because of that, we are going to see the world differently. That doesn't make any of us bad. It just makes us human. And if you just look at what's happening right now, there's so much emotion surrounding every headline, from the peace deal in the Middle East to the ongoing debates about illegal immigration and border enforcement, to protests like the No Kings demonstrations that's challenging systems of power and privilege. And even today, across the world, millions of people are celebrating Diwali, the festival of lights, a reminder that light triumphs over darkness, good over evil, and that peace begins within each of us. And yet, depending on who you talk to, you'll hear very different opinions on all of it. Some are hopeful, others are fearful. Some celebrate, others criticize. And that's the world we live in right now, one filled with strong feelings, conflicting beliefs, and passionate people, all trying to make sense of things through their own experiences. And I think that that's why conversations like this matter, because in times like these, it's not about picking sides. It's about remembering our shared humanity. And every single one of us views the world through our own unique lens. And that lens has been shaped by the roads that we've traveled, the people that we've loved, and the pain that we've carried. So when two people look at the same event, they might see two completely different stories. Think about it. A mom who's worked in healthcare for 20 years might see a policy change and think, finally, progress. Another mom who's watched her child struggle with that same system might see it as another loss of control. Same situation, two totally different emotional experiences. It's not that one is right and the other is wrong. It's that they're interpreting life through their lived experiences. And that's what democracy really is. It's not about everyone agreeing, but about everyone having the freedom to think and feel for themselves. But where we've gotten stuck lately is this idea that different means against. That if you see something one way and I see it another, we can't still respect and love each other. And that's the part that I'm really struggling with. Maybe you felt that tension in your own life, at the dinner table, at school meetings, or even online with people that you care about. Maybe you've avoided conversations because it's just too much right now. I get it. When the world feels divided, it can make you question who you are and what you believe. But what if instead of defending, we started understanding? What if we stopped assuming and we started asking? Can you tell me what makes you feel that way? What's your experience been with that? You might not agree with them after the answer, but you might understand them a little bit more. And that alone shifts something inside of you. You know, in a world that feels loud and reactive and angry, kindness can feel like this whisper. But I think that whisper is what the world needs most right now. Being kind doesn't mean being passive. It doesn't mean staying silent when something matters to you. It means speaking the truth without hate. It means holding space for someone else's truth, even when it's not yours. You can love people and still disagree with them. And I will tell you, my friend Sheila and I have really good conversations about this, about everything that's going on in the world. You can stand firm in your beliefs and still lead and be there with compassion. You can vote one way and still hug someone who votes another way. Because when you remember that the person standing across from you is also trying to make sense of a complicated world just like you, it gets a little easier to breathe. And I want to give you a few strategies just to help you feel better when the world feels heavy. If you've been feeling worn down or frustrated by all the noise lately, these are a few ways to just quiet it down and come back to yourself. The first thing is limit your input. You don't need to consume every news update or social post. Protect your peace. You're allowed to mute, unfollow, or step away. The second thing is ground yourself in gratitude. Look for what's good and steady in your world. Maybe it's your morning coffee. Maybe it's your child's laughter or a bedtime story. Maybe it's a friend who just checks in. Gratitude doesn't ignore hard things, it anchors you in the things that are still okay. The third thing is choose curiosity over criticism. When someone's opinion triggers you, pause and get curious. Ask yourself, what might they have lived that makes this make sense to them? Curiosity softens judgment. Number 4, remember what's in your control. You can't fix the world, but you can control how you show up in it. You can spread calm in your own house, in your own neighborhood. You can offer grace to a stranger. You can teach your children that kindness still matters. The fifth thing is don't lose yourself in the noise. Come back to what you value: your family, your peace, your purpose. That's your foundation. And I want to give you kind of a perspective shift. I often think about this. What if we're all just staring at different windows, looking out at the same storm? From one window, you might see dark clouds and lightning. From another, you might see a rainbow starting to form. Neither is wrong. They're just different. And maybe if we all shared what we see, we'd get a fuller picture of what's really happening. So this is your challenge this week. I want to challenge you to have one conversation, big or small, where you choose connection over being right. That might mean listening without interrupting. It might mean not replying to a comment online. It might mean saying, I love you, even when you don't see eye to eye. The goal isn't to change minds, it's to keep our hearts open. Because no matter how divided the world feels, love and respect will always be what brings us back together. So I encourage you to do that this week. And, I always say it's not my job. Judgment is not my job. For me, that's the man upstairs. He's the one that's going to be there on judgment day. It's not me. I can still love you even if we don't have the same beliefs. And that's what I'd love to see the world come back to. And we can't control the world, but we can control us. So I encourage you to do that today. And listen, we've got coffee talk this Wednesday, and apparently, North Carolina Jenny has some tea to spill. So we will have coffee talk on Wednesday because I want to get the tea. I hope you guys have a good couple days until then, and we will see you on Wednesday on Coffee Talk. And please, leave a comment on this. Let me know, if this has been helpful. That's why I do these on Monday, to help you kind of see things a little bit different. All right. You guys have a great day. We'll talk soon.